All right, guys, well, welcome back to another video. So it's currently 9 a.m. right now, and I'm heading out with the Gheenoe. We're gonna do a little five-year review. I've had the Gheenoe for 5 years now, so it's been a long time. Gonna do a full review. I do this video about like once a year or so, going over everything about my Gheenoe, talking about it, answering questions, anything I can think of. And I probably won't do it again after this video today, but I'm gonna try to cover everything about it since I've had it for a long time. I feel like I know everything about this boat. I feel like I probably got more experience than like a large amount of people. I've fished a lot of hours on this Gheenoe, so I'll tell you guys everything I know about it. But first, we gotta head on out, head to the ramp, get out on the water, and tell you about it there. Let's do it. And just like that, we've made it into a nice, quiet, calm corner here. And I'm just gonna walk you guys through everything about this Gheenoe. I mean, it is pretty much, I'd say, probably the most famous Gheenoe on YouTube. And it is just such a simple boat that I think the popularity of has blown up over the past couple years. I see so many of my followers and people have told me they've got Gheenoes. I mean, it's got to be hundreds and hundreds of people have told me they've got Gheenoes because of my videos. So for probably the last time, I'll do a review of everything that I know about my Gheenoe and walk you guys through the accessories, things I know about it, what I like about it, what I don't like about it, go through everything. So without further ado, here she is right here. This is a, start with the basics here. This is a 15-4 Gheenoe high sider, 15 foot 4 inches from the transom all the way to the bow. Try to be careful here, I don't step on a stingray or something, but yeah, Gheenoe high sider. This boat's made by Gheenoe Manufacturing. That is made in Titusville, Florida. There's two different Gheenoe builders, or I guess you could say companies or manufacturers. There's Custom Gheenoe, and then there's Gheenoe Manufacturing. This is made by Gheenoe Manufacturing. They make, I think, 3 different boats: the 15-4, the 13, and they might, or the Classic. The Classic is the other one. I have the 15-4. On the other side of the spectrum is the LT25s and kind of the fancier custom Gheenoes. That's made with Custom Gheenoe. But yeah, I have the basic one. So this is the logo you'll see from Gheenoe Manufacturing. It is that classic Gheenoe logo. And yeah, I guess I'll just start off from the front of the boat here, work our way all the way back, and try to just knock out pretty much everything. But for the basics, like I said, 15 foot 4 inches. This boat has a 9.9 Yamaha 4-stroke, and it probably tops out maybe at 20 to 22 miles per hour. It very much depends on what gear you have. It could matter an extra mile per hour you could get just by, you know, letting the water out of that bucket there if you got bait in it. So it's very finicky with speed. That's why I say I give you a range. It's probably most of the time between 19 and 22 miles an hour. It varies. But yeah, we'll go ahead and start at the front here. We have a Minn Kota Riptide. This is a 55-pound thrust. It is a 36-inch shaft. And I have it set up here. It's a transom mount, so it is remote control. Some people have fancy Gheenoes and they got ones with remotes. They got like the Tarovas and stuff. This is just very basic, quick and easy to move and navigate around with. So it is on this guy. A lot of people ask about this. This is the transom mount. You guys can get this at Custom Gheenoe. That's where I got mine, at least in Titusville. I think you might be able to order it online. It's kind of chipping and stuff, the paint, but still works good. It's basically what holds this, and it's got a little hole for a stake here. We'll go ahead and move up to the front hatch here. You just have like a triangle section. This boat, the high-siders just have 3 benches, one here, one there, and then one that my cooler sits on. This is kind of front area. I usually just keep gear. I have my Yeti lunchbox here, water bottle, and then I have the battery. This powers the trolling motor. It also powers the case is kind of messed up here from getting shaken around on the ride up here. That's pretty straight. It has a size 24 battery up front, and it is wired for the trolling motor as well as the bilge pump right here. Middle section here, we just have this this front area here where you got my ruler. I'm always standing right here on this front pad here. This is where I'm catching fish. It's just a good area to stand. I have C-deck on a couple areas of the boat here. I'll walk you guys through them, but done by Castaway Custom. Shout out Castaway Customs. They did all the matching C-deck in this boat with the logos and stuff. It's really neat. Even tarpon scales underneath the gunnels on each side here. Very, very nice. Got the ruler here. It goes up to about 35 inches. Last number is 33, but got maybe 2 inches of space there on the end. So I can measure some pretty decent fish here on that ruler. Got my backpack here. This is a boat backpack. They sent it to me. It's waterproof. This is where I keep all my fishing tackle, ruler. It's pretty nice. I like it. It's waterproof and gets the job done. Because one thing about Gheenoes is you're gonna get wet. Everything in this boat is gonna get wet at some point or another. All your reels, they're gonna get wet. Everything is gonna get wet. You're gonna get wet. It is not a it's not like a ultra dry boat or anything. But moving back here, just got my bucket with the cast net. Stays on this little pad here that I've kind of got set up from Castaway. They set me up with this, and I like it because when I put the bucket there, it helps it from rattling and making a ton of noise. It keeps it just a little bit quieter and doesn't rub the paint and the fiberglass. Moving back to the middle section here, you have this hatch here on the 15.4 high sider. I never use it. I just keep a few spare things. There's a spare prop, and I think there's an air horn in there as well. I usually never even open it. Just keep emergency items in there. It is a nice place to stand if you have a second person fishing in your boat. Like you got someone fishing up front, and then maybe the second person can stand right on this area right here and fish. And I just got my logo, full C-deck across. Back section of the boat here, I got my camera bag. This is a low pro bag. It's not very important, but usually keep it in this section here where I'm standing driving the boat. Got 2 rods here with me, figured I'd mention those. Got a 2500 Penn Authority on a Fenwick Elite inshore, and then this is a 5500 Penn Authority on a Fenwick Elite inshore. That's an 8-foot. This is a 7-footer. I usually keep like a medium setup and a heavy setup in the boat, just so I can cover all the all the species out here. There might be big snook, there might be big reds, there might be little snook, there might be little sheep's head, all different sorts of species. I keep just 2 different variety rods. Usually it can cover everything out in the river here. Back section, we got the Yeti. This is a Yeti 35. I have had this thing as long as I've had the boat, so 5 years now of this this Yeti. It's held up pretty well. Got my JM Fishco stickers on there, some C-deck on it as well. This is what I use as a polling platform. If you guys seen in my fly fishing videos or even some other videos, I'm pulling from up here on the cooler, pulling the boat. So it's a very, very important structural piece of this boat here. I lean on it, I sit on it, I stand on it. I do a lot of things with it, so very important. You can even, store your dry stuff, your cold stuff, your, stored, anything in there. It's very important because like I said, every part of this boat is going to be wet, so you want a dry storage area. So that works out very good. While I'm talking about poling, I have an 18-foot carbon fiber push pole here. I'm actually just borrowing it from my buddy, and I plan on getting my own soon, but right now I'm borrowing this one. For a long time I had a fiberglass one. Those work just as well. They're just a little bit heavier and not as easy to pull with, but work just as well. So what am I missing here? What am I missing? Oh, the stake right here. This is a 7-foot stake all the way up front there. that is usually just gets clipped onto these clips right here. I'll have these linked on Amazon. You guys can get a lot of this stuff on Amazon. You guys can find it in the link in the description, but it's a 7-foot. I think the brand is Super Stick. It usually just sits right there. It's a perfect spot for it, right on the gunnel there. Doesn't ever move. It's worked out really well for me. I honestly don't use it a whole lot, but in times like this, I'll stake the boat out, or releasing a big fish, maybe I'll stake the boat out. But yeah, let's move to the back of the boat here. Back of the boat, we just have the gas tank. This is a 3-gallon gas tank. I've actually ran it out of gas one time, and I think we got 45 miles out of 3 gallons with a 9.9. That's pretty crazy. That's a long way to go. So that's like, what, 10, 11, 12 miles per gallon, something like that you'll get in there. So got 2 life jackets because that's what's required. Then I got my bilge pump back here. It's a little 500 gallon per hour rule bilge pump. It pumps, it's not automatic, but it pumps, or it checks for water every 2 minutes, and then it'll pump the water out the side of the boat just like this. Here, let me show you guys the other side here. It'll pump it out right there and over the edge of the boat. Never really needed it, but it is a good thing to have. Last couple accessories here, we have the Yamaha. This is a 2012. For the longest time, I had a 2008 Yamaha, and then I think I wore it out enough. I bought a new one a few months ago because the lower unit was making some noises. So this one is like new, 2012. I think it's got very low hours on it, according to the person who bought it, or I sold it from, or I bought it from. And yeah, it works great. Like I said, pushes the boat around 20, 21 miles per hour, and I like it a lot. So got in on the fly jack plates here. Shout out to them. They sent me this. It has been a game changer. Like you guys can see here, I'm sitting in what, maybe 9 inches of water, and the boat's not, or the prop's not scraping at all there. Or should I say the skeg isn't scraping down there. It's jacked all the way up here, so so it's sitting nicely. And if I wanted to, I could hop up in the boat here, start the engine, and idle on out of here, and you know, this shallow of water. It's really nice and neat. And it's very important to have something like this in a Gheenoe because you're always super skinny. You're always, in my opinion, I'm always running around and scraping bottom. So it's good to like jack it up, and then maybe I want to make a long run, so I'll lower it down a little bit and head a long way. It helps with porpoising and things like that. Just adds an extra dimension to the boat. Makes it very nice to navigate around with. And I think it adds maybe 1 or 2 miles per hour, which is very nice. So yeah. I think, let me try to think of a few things here that I'm missing. These right here, I see questions about these a lot. All they are is to support my tripod and my camera. They hold it down right here. Saves it from falling off the edge. I'll usually have the camera set up right here, aiming forward, and those just protect my camera from falling off. They strap it down. So, yeah. Yeti tie downs right here. I think these are about $50. I've had them for a very long time. Strapped down all the way down there. It's drilled into the fiberglass. There it is. Drilled into the fiberglass down there. Yeti tie downs. That's how my cooler stays to the back bench. I remember one thing I forgot to talk about right here that I gotta mention is my tiller handle. I think my dad and I made this 3-4 years ago. It's made out of PVC. We spray painted it black. And the handle's wrapped with, I can't remember this material, bungee cord, I guess it's called. It has lasted a very long time. It's so simple to make and easy. You guys can buy, you know, carbon fiber ones for $200-300, and I mean, this is probably $20 in materials to make this. Maybe one day I'll make a video tutorial on how I made it, but for today, that's pretty much the story about that. All right, and I'll just go ahead and list a few things that I really like about Ghenoes or my Gheenoe. It can go for all Ghenoes because they're all pretty similar. And then I'll list a few things that I don't like about Ghenoes or my Gheenoe. So a few things that I do like, and this does go for all Ghenoes, is the cost. Things are just cheaper with Ghenoes in comparison to, you know, bigger flats boats and stuff like that. You're gonna fill up your gas tank. It's a 3-gallon gas tank. That's gonna cost what, maybe $10, $11 to fill it up. That is super nice. I mean, I've had bigger boats and it's $100+ to fill up the gas tank. And I mean, with 3 gallons, you're getting at least 2 trips out of it for the most part. I always get 2 trips. and just it's a lot cheaper. If something breaks, you know, there's not much to these boats. They're very simple. It's a battery, a trolling motor, and an engine, and the whole of the boat. That's pretty much what makes it. I got a bilge pump in there as well, but there's not a lot of fancy electronics, and there's just not a lot of headaches that come from a boat like this. It's pretty simple. I like my trolling motor. It's, you know, if I gotta replace it, it's gonna be $500 versus maybe an 80 thrust on a bigger boat. You're looking at $1,400 to replace things like that. So you can definitely get out on the water for a lot cheaper on a Gheenoe versus, you know, some bigger flats boats. Another thing that I really like about it is it gets so much shallower than other boats. It is definitely the shallowest. You're gonna float in pretty much a puddle. You're gonna be able to pull pretty much anywhere. You're gonna be able to get to anywhere you're gonna wanna go. You want to get into tight backwater mangrove areas, you're going to be able to do it. There's pretty much no place you can't go besides, let's just say, some big water, stuff like that. And when it comes to inshore fishing, you can pretty much get everywhere. So yeah, that being said, those are two things I really like about it. There's definitely some other things. It's very quiet to fish in as well. Very, very quiet, you know. A little bit of wind, you can get some like hull slap or whatever. Like, for example, here, the water just dribbling up under the hull can make a little bit of a noise. It's never really been too much of an issue or bothered me too much at all. If it's windy, it's windy. You just got to deal with it. But when it's calm, it is the quietest boat on the water, I can promise you that. All right, and I'll go ahead and list just a few. It's honestly one main thing that is a con to a Gheenoe, or, you know, a negative, or fishing out of a Gheenoe. And that is, like I said, you can go anywhere. You can pretty much get anywhere as long as, you know, it's safe to do it. The biggest drawback from Gheenoes is if the weather picks up, you can get caught in some bad situations where the boat just, it cannot handle it. I've definitely 2 or 3 times been caught up in 30-mile-an-hour wind gusts and been in the wrong place at the wrong time and felt pretty scared. Now, I ended up being fine, of course, but I was genuinely feeling like this boat might flip and I might go under. And that is just like no fun. That's definitely the most difficult thing to deal with. You got to always think about, am I gonna be safe to go to here today, or is the weather gonna pick up? I got to know my winds. I got to know what the weather is gonna do, because obviously in Florida, it's nice right now. In an hour and a half, it could be pitch black out here, storming, lightning, 35-mile-an-hour winds. It could just change very, very fast. So that's probably the biggest drawback to owning a Gheenoe or fishing out of a Gheenoe, is just pay attention to the weather. Be safe. It's a good boat, very solid, and I mean, I don't think I'll have another boat where I catch as many fish on as this Gheenoe. It's pretty insane. Very durable boat. So I'm just gonna I'm gonna probably keep it. I feel like I'm probably gonna keep this boat the rest of my life. It's just too like special to me, and I feel like it's very special to the channel, and I think it'll last forever. I really do. This thing is a beast. All right, climbing back in here. I'm gonna just chill for a second. Go over probably the big question that a lot of people have, people that don't have Gheenoes, is which Gheenoe should I get? Because I get that question a ton too. I have, like I said, 15.4 Gheenoe high sider. I fish by myself most of the time. So I'll kind of go into the specifics of maybe is this boat the right boat for you, and what boat I think you should get if this one isn't the right boat for you. So 15.4 Gheenoe high sider. I fish mostly by myself, and that works out great. I have a 9.9, and going 20 to 21 miles per hour is just good for me. That is perfectly fine with me. Now, you may be different. I think Gheenoe, like I said, the weight of everything you got in this boat is very important. If you're, say, a big dude, I'm just gonna be honest. If you're a big dude, I'm 5'8", 5'7", 175 pounds. If you're 6'3", 240 pounds, you're like big dude. This boat, probably not ideal for you, just being honest. Maybe you need an LT25 or a Gheenoe Classic, a bigger boat. If you are always fishing with a friend or fishing with your, I don't know, your kids, stuff like that, I would recommend going with a bigger boat than a 15.4 Gheenoe high sider. The most I'll ever fish in this boat is 2 people. That's pretty much all it can handle, and that can get pretty tight. It can get definitely, you can feel another person moving in the boat. They can definitely throw you off balance in this boat. While this boat is super stable for just myself, it may not be stable if someone else is in the boat making movements while you're trying to fish, trying to keep your balance. It can change up very quickly. So like that being said, if you have a friend, if you're looking to get a Gheenoe, ask, and your friend has one, you know, ask around. I'm sure people who own Ghenoes would be more than happy to take you out, show you what it's all about, maybe give you a feel for how it fishes. And if you're looking for a better understanding of how this Gheenoe fishes, just watch my videos. I've got 100+ videos of Gheenoe fishing: snook, redfish, trout, tarpon, black drum, sheep's head, mangroves, literally so many different species caught out of this Gheenoe. It's a really special boat to me. And yeah, hopefully I've answered all your guys' questions today. And if I didn't, leave them down below in the comments and I'll try to answer every single one of them. And I think that is it for today. I'm gonna maybe slide around, maybe try to catch a fish or two before I go home today. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'm just a bit slower with the uploads because I'm trying to give my back a little bit time to heal. Been kind of lingering back injury for the past like month, so trying to do my best to just relax and take it easy so I can get back to really grinding out here. So I want to thank you guys for watching this video today. Thank you guys so much, and yeah, I will see you guys in that next video.